I'm Duncan McLeod, and this is TC Daily, the technology show brought to you by TechCentral. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. youtube.com/TechCentral is the address to do it. Or why not subscribe to our daily newsletter as well, and you'll get notified every morning at 5 a.m. about all the latest tech news, local and international, as well as our latest tech shows. You can do that at techcentral.co.za/newsletter. Now, my guest in the studio today, his name is Joao Zoio. No, I'm mispronouncing that. How do you really pronounce your first name?
How do I pronounce it? It's actually Joao, but yes, everybody knows me as Joao.
Joao, okay. I'm going to stick with Joao because otherwise
go with Joao.
I'm going to butcher it otherwise. Yeah. Joao, you are CEO of a company called Acumen Software.
Correct.
And you're that's the company behind a new app called, is it new? How old is it?
It's about a year old now.
About a year old. Yeah. It's called My Smart City. And it recently won the Enterprise App of the Year at the MTN App Awards and has been shortlisted in the upcoming BCX Innovation Awards. And we're going to hear all about this app today. So welcome to the show. Thanks for making the time. Thanks for coming into the studio.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, tell us a little bit about Acumen Software, the company behind My Smart City. I believe it was founded about, 15 years ago now?
Yeah. So we were founded in 2006. We started trading in 2007. Mm-hmm. Founded by myself and my two partners, Kennedy Mohotsi and Peter Helberg. We started as a consulting firm.
Okay.
But very quickly we started developing software products. And we started off with the product called ForceLink, mm-hmm. which is a mobile field services ERP. That's aimed at organizations with dispersed assets and dispersed resources, right, doing work out in the field like local government and power utilities, water utilities, and so on. And about 3-4 years ago, we decided to branch off into the B2C space, mm-hmm. to create a smart city platform that would allow citizens to engage with service providers in the country. And
okay,
the beginning of My Smart City.
Now the ForceLink name I know, and I believe that you guys were actually behind the software that everyone in Joburg knows so well, and that's the City Power Reporting app or website, where you generated the CP web numbers, which unfortunately we all know too well as residents of Johannesburg with all the power failures we have. You guys were behind that software, right?
Yes, so we built CP Web, which was designed to be a web app,
right,
so that all citizens could use it, even citizens that don't have smartphones. Mm-hmm. It was built quite a while back. It was built for the World Cup in 2010. So it was a bit of a rush job because at the time there were some challenges with getting issues logged with City Power. So we built that, and it actually took off, and a lot of citizens use it. A lot of the issues logged with City Power actually come through that platform. And CP Web was actually the brainchild to creating My Smart City. We realized.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, we realize there's a need. People want to engage directly. They don't want to sit on call centers. They want to talk directly to the service providers. And that's how we came up with My Smart City. Yeah.
And the city's still running it today in 2022?
It's still running today, and it's got a lot of users, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Most of the city of Johannesburg, probably. Yeah. So you've actually been through a couple of funding rounds now as well, specifically, I believe, for My Smart City. You've been through a Series A, and you recently completed a Series B. Take us through that and who you raised money from.
Yeah, so we raised the money through an organization called Empowerment Capital, an investment company that does empowerment investment. So they invest on behalf of large organizations that want to do empowerment investments. So the first round we had investment through the investment arms of Capitec, mm-hmm. and SAPI, and that was in 2021. Mm-hmm. Beginning of 2022, around March, we raised Series B, and that was solely from the Capitec investment arm, a company called Mvelo.
Okay. And can you disclose what sort of funding you've raised and what you're using the money for?
Well, look, we've raised in total about 30 billion rand, mm-hmm. And we've used it to launch the product, to expand the product. So we built a proof of concept about 4 years ago, mm-hmm. and we needed to expand it and make it ready to launch. So we've been growing the product. We've been launching the product, getting it out to the various municipalities and to the public, and further building further technology on top of that, further functionality on top of that.
Right. Okay. So take us through the app. What does it allow you to do? Do you work with, which municipalities do you work with? Is it fairly complex to create that integration between the consumer and the back end of the municipality? Take us through what's involved and what the app can do.
Okay. So My Smart City, we designed it. The concept was to create a smart city solution that allows all citizens in the city to engage their service providers.
Right.
So the idea is to eventually grow it to touch every single service provider in the city, and you have it on one platform. And we broke it up into various sectors. We started off with municipalities. So there are a couple of services we all have: electricity and water, and that's in our houses. Mm-hmm. So the power utility and water utility are important to us. Now we're also getting fiber in the house. Most people have fiber in the house, so that's becoming very important. The moment we leave our house, we have services that are not on our premise, like the roads, the parks that we use, etc. Mm-hmm. So we started off with those services and allowing people to engage those service providers. So rather than you sitting on a call center and trying to call your municipality to let them know that you don't have power, we log it on your behalf. Now, in some cities, so that's the one component, right? And I'll explain how we've expanded throughout the country. The second component we want to do is a job creation platform. We want to create disruptive, gig economy type jobs on the platform. Mm-hmm. We've launched the first pilot in Cape Town at the moment, and we've only got 2 services for now. So you can get a domestic or a gardener, but we aim to expand on that. And the idea is to create jobs. So we're aiming for 50,000 jobs in the next 5 years that we want to create in this space in South Africa. Going back to the municipal service, so those are the 2 main services we've got on right now. You can do other things on the platform. There's a social feed component where you can connect with your neighbors and you can engage your neighbors, and you can talk about issues that you have in your neighborhood. So the idea is to keep it in your hood, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So if there's crime in the area, you can broadcast it there, and there's somebody going around and breaking into houses and so on. Or if you want to have a cake sale in the park, this is where you do it. This is where you notify people. There are other notifications that we have there, like disasters. If there's flooding, if there's protest action on the highway, and we try and post those on there for the community to be aware of. You can also engage other services in your city, like restaurants and places of interest, the museum and so on, and it'll give you that information on the platform. But at the end of the day, we're focusing on the 2 main areas: municipal services and the disruptive services. So the municipal services we launched about a year ago, actually a little bit more than a year. We started off with Johannesburg and Cape Town. We moved to Tshwane, Ekurhuleni, and eThekwini. Mm-hmm. We've stopped there for now, and I'll tell you why. Because not all cities are ready for us. Right? So what we've done is we've built a dispatch center at our own cost, where we've got people that chase up things on behalf of citizens. So even when we're not connected, we still get our answers. We're persistent, and we send through emails, and we keep chasing the issues and give citizens the feedback. But in cities like Cape Town, we're fully connected. Mm-hmm. So Cape Town's got a standard API geared up to allow third parties to engage with them. Right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that works very well. We're fully connected there. So when you log an issue in Cape Town, it goes to the right division within the municipality, and we get the feedback.
Was that API fully developed before you guys came along and asked for the integration, or did you help them develop it?
The API was there. My understanding is we were the first to use it.
Okay.
Yeah, but the API was there. I think City of Cape Town was prepared for it.
That's pretty forward thinking.
Yes, very much. So we connected to them quite easily. And then I believe there was another company that connected after we connected. Okay. More recently, we've connected with Eskom. So we've been in talks with Eskom for quite some time. And we've connected with Eskom, and then lastly we've now connected with Sunroll. for potholes. So we're sending through potholes.
I believe you're behind, Fikile Mbalula, the Minister of Transport, announced a few months ago that SANRAL was launching a pothole reporting app. I believe you're behind that.
Yes, we built that app for SANRAL, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much on the same technology and the same approach that we took with My Smart City.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay. How's it working out?
Well, we're forwarding all the potholes through to SANRAL.
Okay.
And we're starting to get feedback on those. So, it's getting there.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned Cape Town and the API. Has it been trickier to integrate with Tshwane and Joburg and the other cities?
Well, in Joburg, it's complex because, Joburg has got different organizations.
Yes.
There's Joburg Water and there's City Power and so on. So in Joburg, we connect to City Power.
Yes.
Joburg Water, we're not connected to, but we've been trying to, and there's a process they follow, and we're following the process. And Joburg Roads as well. There are other divisions that want to connect to us, but they need to follow certain procurement, even though there's no cost.
Right.
They have to follow certain procurement processes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they all use different systems? Do you have to integrate with them
Correct,
differently?
yeah. Well, look, underlying the City of Joburg is SAP.
Okay.
But there are other systems that they use to deal with these issues. So, for instance, City Power happens to use our Force Link.
Yes.
That's the tool they use to dispatch their resources to go out and solve problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And are the municipalities generally, you're working with big metros for the moment, are they quite receptive to working with you? Or is there any pushback? Are there any concerns?
It's a mix, right?
Okay.
Well, it's important to note that we do not represent the municipality.
Yeah.
We represent the citizens, right?
Sure.
So it's a mix. We've had. There's also been a lot of changes in the municipalities in terms of
Politics.
The politics and the people in charge. So you talk to somebody, and then the next day you have to talk to somebody else again and start the process.
The next week again, and next week again.
Start the process all over again, which is what we found in a few cities, right? But we have got mixed reactions. Some people do not want you to get involved, and then there are other people, councillors and some of the officials that really do want to connect.
Yeah.
And there's also the challenge of technology. You can't always connect. It's complex. But as I said, that doesn't stop us. We continue. Rather than you sitting logging issues, we do it on your behalf, and we keep track of it. Yeah.
Out of interest, you're working with the big metros, which tend to be the more functional local governments in South Africa. But we all know, we've seen the AG reports. We know that local government is largely dysfunctional, especially in the smaller towns, et cetera, et cetera. You're not working in those smaller towns yet. Do you have plans to work there? And do you think that My Smart City could actually maybe help some of those smaller dysfunctional municipalities deliver services?
Well, we think so, right? So we've seen, even in the cities where we're not connected, we've seen a turnaround, improvement in turnaround time. So that's the time that it takes for us to get the issue logged with the city until they actually fix the problem. And we've seen some incredible turnaround time. So I think there's the issue of the city starting to engage with My Smart City. They know My Smart City is behind quite a user base. So there's a little bit of that going on, and they react a little bit faster. In terms of the smaller municipalities, we've actually made a call recently that we would launch into 17 municipalities as a trial.
Okay.
And how we're doing it is, most of them don't have systems, right? So how we're doing it is, we rather than having nothing there, we're making My Smart City available. So if you live in those towns, you can log an issue on My Smart City. We will send it through whatever channels they've got, whether it's via email, we will send it through to them. And at least get the issues logged. Now, most likely we can't get any feedback for you, but we are logging it on your behalf and letting you know, listen, giving your information to the council and saying, Mr. So-and-so has logged an issue and this is the details of the issue. At least we can send things like photographs and GPS coordinates, etc.
Okay, interesting. So those 17, are they scattered all over the country, or are they concentrated in a particular area?
No, they are scattered around the country. We've tried to stick to municipalities around large cities to expand. So what we found, for instance, in Cape Town, we've launched in Cape Town, but we haven't launched in Stellenbosch. So if you work in Stellenbosch and live in Somerset West, the app stops working the moment you get into the Stellenbosch region. Right. So we said, look, let's expand into those areas at least, so that you building out from the cities and expanding.
And your office is in Stellenbosch. It makes sense for you to go there.
Well, my office, yes. I'm getting irritated. I can't log issues. So,
so I was having a look at the website before we started speaking this morning, and I see that there are currently around 16,000 total logged issues currently, as of the time of us chatting. A total of 26-day average time to resolve. How's that number changed over the course of time? Is it going up, going down?
So as I said, some cities have improved.
Yeah.
In actual fact, I think all the cities have improved from the time we've launched. Right. Okay. I'll have to look at the data, but I think they've all improved from the. Some cities are better than others, and you can compare them. There is a component on the website and on the mobile app as well called Local Insights, and in there you can actually get the data of the cities. You can compare wards. So if you're looking to,
amazing.
Yeah. If you're looking to buy a house, you can say, well, let me compare this ward with that ward, and let's see what services are like in the two wards, and get feedback on things like turnaround time, how long issues are open, what type of issues are being logged, what's the most common issues, so you can see whether the roads or water or whatever the case may be.
That's quite interesting, because I was having a look at your website, and there's an interactive map available where you can drill down.
Yes.
And I drilled down into the area where our offices are here.
Correct. Yeah.
And I could see people uploaded photographs.
Yep.
Here's a pole that fell over. Here's a robot that's out. In fact, the robot over here is always out.
Most of them were out this morning. We could be load shedding.
Could indeed be load shedding. But really interesting, because it allows you to actually drill down into that sort of data. I mean, that sort of data must be very useful to municipalities who are monitoring service delivery, etc.
Yeah, look, it's useful to a lot of stakeholders.
Yeah.
If you're in the real estate industry, it's very useful for giving you information that you're not getting from other sources, and that is how services are being delivered in the areas. It's available to everybody, so the cities can use it, citizens can look at it. It's for free. We're not charging for that data, and it's on. As you said, you can drill down and have a look, see what's happening in your neighborhood.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. And you can also look at city level, I guess, and see which municipalities are doing well and which are not doing well. Do you, at some point, intend to do any reports about that? Naming and shaming of municipalities that are not doing so well, and praise for those that are?
Well, that's not our intention. You know, we actually want we want the municipalities to improve, right? So the data is there; they can see for themselves, and anybody can go and do a comparison between cities and see how cities are responding. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised that some cities are actually quite good in certain things that others aren't. And it's
Okay. So it's available for iOS. It's available for Android. Can you log issues via the website as well?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
So you can log on the web and log there, or on the apps. Yeah.
And you've got a big update coming in the coming days, I believe.
Yes, we're changing the approach to the app in terms of the landing page. We're simplifying it, making it a lot easier to focus on the two main components, and that is log a municipal issue or order a private services.
Okay. Decluttering it.
Decluttering it. Yes, we're creating widgets that you can put on. So if you want your load shedding as a widget, you select it. So there's a more flexibility for the user in terms of configuring your own app.
Mm-hmm. But you can still get access to all the other services that you
have they're all there. You just go and you turn them on as widgets, and they'll pitch up on your widget. So there'll be a sort of a widget drill up and down on top, and then the two focused areas at the bottom. Yeah.
Nice. And I see you offer access to events like concerts and ticketing and all that sort of thing.
Yes.
What do you offer in that regard?
So we're connecting up with with the service providers that focus on that, on ticketing, right? Yeah. And we've created that on our platform, and we keep improving who we connect with. Any value to the citizen that we can offer in one platform, we're doing that. So rather than you running around and downloading apps and going to websites, you've got it all.
Be a one-stop shop for all of these things.
And by the way, you can also, as you travel, so as I travel, from Cape Town to Joburg, the app picks up that I'm in Joburg, and I can interact the local service providers. I can log issues here and so on. Yeah.
Okay. And emergency services as well. I saw you had a button for that.
Emergency services, we providing the information around you. So as you travel, we let you know what the emergency services are available to you. We have got plans of improving that, but it's not our core focus right now.
Right.
But we are in future. We will improve that. We've right now on the app. If you look on the map on the app, there's an emergency button. Right. If you're in trouble, you can log. You can actually, and it will send out messages to your next of kin.
Okay.
It's not sending it to emergency services.
Right.
But the idea is that we will expand that, and we will start engaging with the emergency services and see how we can connect. We may do it through a third party, and we're considering doing it through, organizations that are already doing that well, and rather bringing them into our platform, allowing you to engage those services as well.
Okay. So before I let you guys, I want to talk a little bit about the commercial side of this. You mentioned home cleaning and domestic and gardening services. I presume you're looking to expand that. You spoke about the gig economy.
Yes.
I presume this is one of the areas where you're looking to monetize this platform?
Correct, yeah. So up until now, we've not made any money on the platform. It's been a service that we've provided. We made a decision that we would not advertise on the platform. We do not sell any data. And that's not how we're going to monetize the platform. We would monetize the platform by taking a commission on the services that we will provide, right? And those we're starting to do now, as I said, in Cape Town. We'll take a commission on those services. The difference between us and other service providers is we're trying to create a reliable service. So when you order domestic from us, the domestic will pitch up in a uniform with an ID and a barcode that you can scan to confirm they've been trained and certified.
You'll vet them.
We vet them. They don't get onto the platform unless they've actually been and passed our training. And part of that training is things like etiquette. How do you deal with when you come to somebody's house? They're using a lot of technology, which is challenging at the moment, but we're going to get there. So everything that they do is on the phone. When they arrive on your site, afterwards, after completing the job, they'll fill in a questionnaire that we set up for them, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
We're going to expand from that into. We did a survey of our user base, and I think we found about 11 services that we will be launching.
Okay. So this would be things like plumbers and electricians?
No, we're actually staying away from those, right?
Okay.
So our criteria is it must create jobs. So that's the first thing. We need to create jobs. So we need to take people that are not employed and try and employ them. It must be repeatable services. So it must be the type of services that you would use on a regular basis, rather than a plumber electrician that you might call once a year. Plumbing electricians would be qualified services, and they already have work. We may bring them into the platform later, but that's not our focus.
Okay.
So some of the services, just out of interest, is that our survey came up with services like car washing. People to come out to your house or your office and wash your car. Hairstylists to come and cut your hair at home, and I think that's obviously a product of COVID. People got used to that.
Home haircuts, yes.
Home haircuts. And things like dog grooming and dog walking, and they're gig economy. They're disruptive services. They're the type of services that you would normally not hire.
Yeah.
But because it's convenient and it's rated, and you can see the photograph of the person and comments of what other customers have said, you'll use them. Yeah, and that's the plan.
Fantastic. Now the website is mysmart.city.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Cool website, and of course you'll get the apps in the Play Store and the
Play Store.
Apple App Store.
Correct.
I said wrong. I said the Google App Store and the Apple Play Store. App Store and the Play Store from Google. So check it out. Joao Zoio is, and thank you for allowing me to pronounce your first name, Joao, not the correct pronunciation, is CEO of Acumen Software, the company behind My Smart City. I look forward to seeing how the platform develops, and thank you so much for talking to TechCentral today.
Thank you for having me.